I guess you want to do a clap?
All right, I got you. Stay hard.
Nice. Welcome back to this podcast. I don't even know what to call this podcast.
I mean, someone said to call it a plea for help. So, I mean, I think that's like a cool start.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Give it time. I like how it sounds, though. I definitely do like how it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, back against our will. You know that different than every day we have to wake up against our will. And, you know, here we are. We really didn't want to do this. This was really a joke. I didn't want that to become a podcast, bro. I didn't want that to be like a category that
No facts.
that I entered, but apparently we're the right men to do it, which is a red flag. That statement in itself.
100%. Everything that I have made is trash. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I think everything we've made is trash, but at least we're not like hot garbage. You know, like
Yeah.
I think genuine. Like I don't know. I feel like that's one of the biggest parts of content creation that people like, or just making stuff in general that people always talk about is like, you know, like comparison is the thief of joy. That's like the saying that they always say, and I think that's so interesting in the context of like what we're doing, because that is how people create stuff, is through comparison.
Right.
So like you almost have to allow yourself to be in a state, I feel like, of being okay with like your joy being taken away from you in the efforts to reach something new.
So how do you like retain that joy? Because I know like even Haley yesterday, or on the first podcast, that she was talking about like she just staying true to what she makes, what she brings her joy and like what she thinks is fun. Which I guess we're in a different position. We're making content for other people. Like our job, it's almost like our job is to elevate other people's platforms, as opposed to being a creator who makes their own stuff. So I guess we are in a kind of different situation. But like one can be considered work and the other could be considered passion. But even through that, from somebody who does this for a job, for a living, how do you find joy in that?
I feel like stuff like this is what helps me do it, because at the end of the day, like I think our main goal, my own and similar to you, I believe it's just like is actually being able to make a story or a movie, like eventually,
Right?
You know, one day, like that's the goal. And so I know a lot of times I see people be like, like once you get there, like and you do all the work, it's like like yeah, like is it really worth it? But I feel like that for me is still a joy, because like even everything that I watch, I read like manga, manhwa, light novels.
Like the journey is the joy, not the destination.
Yeah, I literally. Oh, that sounds so cringe. The journey. It was about the journey. Even though I know that, it's just so bothersome. Why does life have to be so simple?
Yeah.
Like it's bothersome, because like when you really get down to it, like a lot of things like we can like wrap our brains around, but like sometimes they just be like it just be straightforward. It'd be bothersome.
And you just gotta listen to other people.
You just gotta live with it.
Like people will be telling the truth.
They really do.
And you just gotta listen to it.
Oh my gosh, this reminds me of like the one time that we were shooting something downtown. Who was I with? It was me and Junior. Me and Junior were with Downtown Ripper. We told you that we randomly met a homeless man. He was either Swedish or Finnish, and super racist, like beyond the dementia.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, remember? I
story.
don't know what it is about racism being the cure for dementia, but like it is the one thing that like people retain. Like this man was like he was super wild statement, super chill guy, just racist, but like he he was talking to us. He's like, "Oh, what you guys shooting, whatever." But then like he divided the joke into being like one Polish person and then like black people.
Oh,
So it felt weird. I don't know. It was just weird. All that to say, life is real simple. Life is real. Life is real straightforward.
how did that come from? How did that come from listening to what people say because they tell the truth?
The truth wasn't the racism. The truth was the life lesson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the life lesson?
It just so happens to be that he was racist.
What was the life lesson?
I think that the life lesson was very valuable.
No.
I think Junior would agree.
What was it though?
I think the life lesson was very valuable. Damn.
Okay.
Y'all, this is the problem when someone goes and gets their master's, right? This is what the problem when someone goes and gets their master's. They think they're just so smart. They just think they can just come around. Let me tell you. Since you're so smart and you got your degree and shit.
So I guess like another question I wanted to ask was like, what is your process and creative direction?
You go first. I feel like I've been yapping. I yapped that whole first section. What is
That's
you?
fair.
You go in your process.
I guess I start with either like concept or story, and then from that I work off of like themes, and then after themes I kind of work to see it visually. So like you said, like storyboarding. Just try to get a feel for it. And if I'm working with multiple people, it's easier to show them and kind of get them to understand the concept. After that, I haven't done it as much, but I really want to get more into actually storyboarding it. Like, and I want to kind of do it in a new way, which I think we talked about a little bit, instead of like drawing out the storyboards and everything like that, but just going out and shooting it with an iPhone first.
Yeah.
Like just shooting the whole set as much as we can in one day with the iPhone with random actors. It don't have to be the main cast, and just seeing what the video looks like in a rough draft state.
Yeah.
And then after that, making the revisions that we want to make sure we highlight the things that we want to highlight, and so when it comes time for that production day, you just do it.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like too that like a funny thing about a creative direction, sometimes stuff gets in there that I just go with, that people be like, oh, I see why you did that, and I did not do that for that reason. Like that's one of the funniest things about creative direction I've experienced. I will take credit for everything though. Like I don't care. Like I will take credit for everything. If a person messages me like, oh my God, like even with us growing as like a company together, when people message us, they're like, oh my God, like I love the vibe. I see where you were going with that, and they'll like list out something. I'm like, for sure. I'm so glad that you saw our vision. Like I'm happy that someone else was able to be on the same wavelength as us, and I can't wait to work with you in the future. Which I do want to work with them in the future. Yeah. But like sometimes like just nice stuff happens. Like I feel like even with like, oh my gosh, music videos, campaigns, spec ads, sometimes like I plan stuff out, but sometimes just like the way it gets edited, I'll hate it. I'll hate the way that it's edited and then be like, oh, it's okay. And then more people will like it. Like the class of the 2025, right? I was having some frustrations because there was like wrinkles in the backdrop because I ordered it off of Amazon.
I noticed that, by the way.
What, the wrinkles?
Yeah.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you noticed it because I noticed it. Why didn't you say anything earlier?
I wasn't there for the shoot. I only saw it when you posted it.
I know, but like you could have just. You could. I feel like like we be on Discord. Like I showed you a little screenshot. You ain't want to say nothing. You just want to let me hang out to dry like that.
I don't think I noticed it then. I think because it was probably still like in log or something, and then when it was posted, it was in color.
Convenient.
Yes.
Quite. One thing about Damien, if y'all ever get to know him, which you won't, but if y'all ever get to know him, personally, Damien will keep something to himself down the line, and then years later, in a moment of vulnerability, when you're like really having a one-on-one, He'll bring that shit up, and it'll embarrass you. It'll like bring you to your knees.
What?
But then, like I remember one time, David, we were talking, and I think it was like we were first friends, and I knew I did it. Like, for example, worst thing I do, I be getting excited, y'all. I be spinning when I talk. I'm sorry. I apologize. First time I met this man.
Wait, are we going?
Wait,
We're not really going to tell the story.
We got.
I'm cutting this part out.
You will?
Yeah.
All right. Different story. Different story, right? What's another example of this? Like, basically, all y'all got to know is Damien will really hold something in his head for years, and then later down the line, when you think he's just gonna whisper something, and he's like, "I know what you did last summer," and then you go like, I don't know. It's a thing that he does. He's a sick, twisted man. Sick man. Sick and twisted.
You know what else is sick? I've been thinking about something that's really been bothering me.
What?
Something that's been grinding my gears.
What?
Is like having to create content that like really fits in to a brand. Cause like for me personally, like I said, like, I do this for work, right? So like,
yeah.
I really got to anything at work, or even my personal stuff. Like I have a video account, and I've been thinking about kind of transitioning into like an entrepreneurship account. But anything I have to make has to fall within that brand. And I find that so annoying. Like that really like grinds my gears.
Oh, you scared me there for a second.
No, I'm telling, like this really like grinds my gears, bro.
I get
like
you.
bro, I'm telling you, this grinds my.
Yo, bro, Damien, calm down. No, I get that you frustrated for real, but like just calm down. Oh, just calm down, Damien. Whoa. What's with all the noise?
Oh, the special guest, JR Jr.
What's going on?
He's a poet. He has over 24 million views across all social media platforms. He has over 245,000 followers on TikTok. I think you just broke like 24,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, I think I'm like pushing. I'm trying to get to 30K, but I think we just hit like 24, 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely a blessing, though. I would say that. Definitely a blessing, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like a lot more relaxed and decompressed now. I think there's something in me. Did
something happen?
No, not for real. Like
I heard a noise before I came out here, so I'm not sure if.
No.
For sure. All right, yeah. No. I trust you. But you got that weight off your shoulders. That's
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. I'm not mad at you, man. It's a new start.
Yeah, I'm glad because like you know, the great part about the show is that we kind of like. We had the option to just drop in influences at any time.
Oh, wow.
Like,
y'all have that, like, on like through that door back there.
Right.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I ended up in there, but
good.
I'm here now. So that's all that matters. And I'm excited to be here. So,
So, yeah, like, the first thing I kind of, like, want to get into is, like, what is your process of being a creative director?
I think that's a packed question just because I don't think I even ever like really recognize myself as such. I think creative director is something that I stepped into through my poetry. And I'm grateful to Keyzuna, and I'm grateful for the process of developing myself as an artist, because finding out that I was a creative director was something that I was kind of told, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I was doing certain things, and I remember, I think it was either you or Zaman.
It was me.
He was like, you're creative directing this. And I'm kind of like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? So I think a part of me didn't really necessarily process that as a thing. Yeah. But now that I'm looking in hindsight and I'm like, oh snap, like that's what that's considered. I guess with that type of perception of what I'm doing, I think it's all the same for me. Like when it comes to like my poetry or creative directing or just that lane of things, I feel like a lot of it is just intentionality. Obviously, we plan a lot of these shoots out. Some of them will be a little bit more, off
almost
whim.
like freestyling.
Yeah, freestyling. It's like off the whim, but then other ones are just more intentional.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think when it comes to like creative directing, to like really do it in a way that's actually intentional, we just plan. You know what I'm saying? Just plan for it. But even with planning, I think one of the main things that I feel like I've been embracing as far as being a creative director has been going with the flow and understanding that even if you plan something to a T, there's going to be uncontrollables and uncontrollable factors. And I think what you do amidst those uncontrollable factors is what makes an amazing creative director. Because you can always plan for like how you would want to shoot something or how you want something to look when you get to the shoot. But when you get there, and I've learned this from you and Zamad as well, when you get there, it might be like the lighting isn't as bright as you thought, or somebody couldn't make it and now you got to improvise. And ironically enough, sometimes those be the best shoots, but it really just determines on how you decide to pivot in those spaces. So I think intentionality and definitely being able to adapt to different instances and situations at different shoots.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I really like that answer. Like you said, it was really packed, and I think you did a great job of like laying that out.
Yeah,
and showcasing that.
Yeah, I don't know, it's weird because it's like now that I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, how do I do it? But it's really like, just being able to pivot, I think, is one of the biggest things. And again, I'm learning from y'all book. I ain't gonna lie, I be taking pages from y'all book. Is it weird for you seeing me do some of the, like, you know how some of the things we talk about, we'll go to shoots and then you'll see me kind of like trying to like mimic or mirror what y'all do? Is it weird for you?
I wouldn't say it's weird because like I ain't gonna lie, I am kind of getting older, so I am like kind of stepping in more into like a mentor type role where I find myself like teaching a little bit more. So I think it's like really cool to see you like pick up those things or really try to like take initiative, because we talked about this before where at the end of the day, like this is like your brand and kind of like our job is to like elevate you as much as possible. So as much as you understand that process, the more that you can really be focused on what you want for yourself. So I think that's like really dope. And like, I guess speaking on that point, how do you find your brand? Like, how did you find that image for yourself?
So I think whenever people have conversations about what your brand is and, you know, what you represent, I feel as though it's just getting more in tune with something that was already there. So when it comes to my brand and how I present myself, it wasn't necessarily that I flipped the switch or made the decision, this is who I want to be.
It's just
authentic. It was really who I always was, but I'm more in tune with that, if that makes sense, right? So whenever we had a conversation like, Junior, what's your brand? What do you want to do? Y'all never forced me to step into a certain archetype or a certain type of personality that wasn't myself. It was, okay, what are all the things that you love to do? Fashion, style, you know, even when it comes to like 90s aesthetic and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Those are things that I grew up on and that was already a part of me. So when it came to my poetry, it just made sense to add all of that into the mix, you know, into the pot.
Right.
So you have my poetry, but then you have like, you know, the way I speak, the way I carry myself, the topics that I speak about. I feel like all of those add to my brand. And just kind of make it what it is. And
that part of your brand is like so important. Like back when we used to play sports, we used to say all the time we need to find ways to basically like humanize the players, like make them personable, like have the fans not really like associate with the team, but with the players, and really like love them and understand them and who they are. And so like that's like really, really important when you're constructing or helping out with somebody's brand, is finding that personality and like basically humanizing that and like showcasing it to your audience.
Do you feel like that adds to the longevity of like the player or the talent or whoever you're talking about?
Oh, for sure. Like just like, cause people are just going to relate to it. Like people love to like associate like with like, honestly, like anything, inanimate objects. If you know, if you give them a personality, people will like actually care for that object.
They'll gravitate towards it.
Yeah, so
I can feel that.
I would say definitely for longevity. It was just low key. I mean, this is kind of like off topic, but
but I see what you're saying. That definitely makes sense. And I think to your point, especially when it comes to like, even if we're not talking about sports, but I think what you just said directly correlates with everything. So I think even with my medium and your medium, it's like establishing a personality or something that people can gravitate towards. So like even when it comes to Kizuna, and I think I see that with some of the stuff that y'all do, there's one thing to be a media production company, but when you all have things like this, this in itself establishes a personality. It established something to like cling on to. So it's like people gonna watch this and they're like, I thought y'all was like all serious, all work, no play. You know what I'm saying? And they see something like this, like, okay, these guys they be doing some chill shit too. So I definitely like that, and I think I do agree with you. It does add to the longevity of I guess the bigger picture.
What's that noise? So yeah, like the next question, like, how would you define what storytelling is from like a content creator standpoint?
I feel like storytelling is as a content creator, I feel like it's important first and foremost. I feel like first and foremost. I feel like first and foremost is really important.
Yeah.
I feel like I pass. I feel like it. I feel like it
don't
really.
drink.
I bet you don't want shit. You ain't off a fucking balcony.
I feel like storytelling is important. I feel like it's essential. I feel like it helps keep the audience engaged. And I think for me, whenever I do my poetry,
keep going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help move this light.
No, you good. Whenever I'm doing my poetry, I just make a point to give the audience a storyline that they can follow, and I just take them on like a little journey almost. You know, I think people love to like invest in a story. I feel like it gives people something to believe in, something to pour into, and something to get something out of. So storytelling has been kind of that tool for me to be able to bring people into my world and really understand what it is that I'm speaking about, whether it's about love, black love, intimacy. Yeah. Storytelling is that tool that really bridges that gap between me and my audience. Yeah.
How much do you apply it to your content?
How much do I apply it to my content?
Yeah.
My friends joke with me and they say like everything that I do is aesthetically pleasing. Like even when I talk, they say you talk in italics. So I think in the most like, I guess, serious way, I think in everything that I do, I try to make it.
You know, like when we cut the social clips, everything's gonna be on italics now.
Everything?
Yeah, everything.
Everything. I feel like when it comes to everything that I do, I really just do make it like to make it as curly as possible, as like fancy and curly as possible.
Yeah.
Isn't italics?
Italics?
Is it
Italians?
What'd I say?
No.
Whoa.
I didn't mean it like
that's
that.
what you
See,
want?
Nah.
That's what you want?
That's trying to make it controversial. I can cut that
Who
out.
throw a nigga off the balcony. That makes sense.
I can cut anything out.
Yeah. It's
Italics.
italics. Y'all been saying italics.
Ain't that the same thing?
Italics, and I mean, I guess it's the same. Well, I'm unsure. I feel like it's like that video where they're like, we have Barnes and Nobly.
Barnays and Nobly.
We out here at Barnays and Nobly.
Actually, I'm gonna leave that open.
You know what?
I was gonna close the door, but I'm good.
They always want to talk about black men going to college list, but they never want to talk about that video. They over there.
Barnleys and Noblies?
Yeah, they reading.
Oh, yeah.
They're reading. They educating themselves.
I like books.
Storytelling is in a lot of the things that I do. I feel like whether it's the poetry or whether it's just kind of like how I brand myself, I try to tell a story. Like I said, try to bridge that gap and keep people involved.
Right.
Yeah, so that's kind of like my thing.
Okay. Are you moving again?
Are you?
I know the lights are kind of bright.
It is bright. This how you got sick yesterday?
Yeah.
I'm about to pass the mic to you though, Zamad.
That's what makes me.
Yeah. You talk to Junior.
Oh,
I feel like I made it worse.
made what worse? The light?
I feel like we're not ready for two people on this podcast.
We're not. You feel like what?
We're not ready for more than two people on this podcast. They tried to get rid of me earlier.
Right.
I came back though. I always come back. I always do.
Always shake back.
Always shake back. They thought you could. You can. When that man threw me off the balcony, I thought to myself, "You can't do this to
Let
me."
me ask you something. Did you think you were gonna die when you flew off?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you knew you were gonna survive the drop.
Trust. No.
Have you been there? Have you been thrown before?
I've never been thrown off a balcony before, no.
Oh, okay.
But I know I could.
Would you recommend it? Would you recommend it? 10 out of 10.
I mean, if you could land, yeah, for sure.
land?
For sure. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I trust your durability though, my dog. Like you know what I'm saying? You a tank, man. So if anybody's gonna get thrown off a balcony.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate
you,
it.
brother.
I appreciate
It's
it.
100%
No,
You mind if I interview you?
no, I mean,
Can I interview you? Matter of fact, I'm gonna flip the switch. on niggas. So, when it came to Kuzna, did you think Kuzna was gonna be all that it is right now?
Honestly, yes and no. I knew that we could be successful, but I didn't know how long that would take, who that success would be with, like collaboration wise. So like I've ironically, I think ironically I have a deep criticism of myself, but a high level of confidence and narcissism. So like I'm like, oh man, what I do, what I make is trash. I'm like, it's trash, but don't let another person call it trash. You know what I'm saying? Like It's like, for me, I'm like, I can make that criticism about myself, but I'm just like, the same thing with Keysna. I'm like, yeah, like this is gonna take, I just don't know how long it's gonna take to get there, nor do I know like who I would just immediately just collaborate with when we were just going through and making it. And quite honestly, like Keystone was like a last ditch effort to like battle what happened with the economy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like it was just so difficult coming out of college, getting these jobs, like trying to figure out like, oh, let's apply here, versus like when we did it, we formed a company, got some insurance, and then we could just get freelance jobs or camera operator jobs and stuff like that. It was just a lot easier. Yes, it's like thin here and there, but it was still better than just like tanking, just being like, oh, let's go through the process of trying to find a job, you know?
Mm-hmm. So what is the end goal when it comes to Kuzna? Like you said multiple times, to make it there. Like what is making it for you? Like what is the end goal in all of this?
Making it for me is definitely like being a household name would be nice, but I feel like making it for me is like whatever I can do to get us all seen together. That's my big thing. I like, my point of success is not just a one person thing, and then it's like, okay, this one person blows up, like, and then you know how it's like, oh, if this person gets their foot through the door, the next people, I kind of view it differently. Like I want everyone to get their foot through the door, like, and I want everyone to be on a fairly equal playing field to just like, one person, because like a lot of times that you see that happen, like one person does get their foot through the door, but I feel like that one person becomes extremely idolized, and then they kind of move past. Like the other people might become successful, but they only become recognized because that one person. I don't want that to happen with anyone in Keys. I want everyone to have the ability to be known for their own thing, because we're all different people. We all do different things. Like Haley does her stuff, you do your stuff, we do our stuff. We all do add together to that collaboration, and we're all worthy of our own praise.
Mm-hmm.
We could rule them like gods. Angry gods.
Okay. When it comes to so I know you talked about one of the hardest things is not knowing when and if like that success is gonna come. So it's like it's really just you and the team just really holding it down until that breakout happens, and all of those things happen. But if I'm gonna post a hypothetical for you, so if you were to see like, I don't know, 5-6 years into the future, and you see that Kuzna, hypothetically speaking, no one blows up, quote unquote, blows up from the Kuzna thing, would you do it all over again, and why?
Oh, like no one makes
knowing it doesn't turn into anything or materialize into anything, would you still do it again?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why?
Oh, it's just fun.
So this is actually fun for you as well. Like I know you talk, because so far you've been talking about the stress that's involved in doing all of this, and you're being overly overly critical of yourself.
Yeah,
when you take
sure.
all that away, you genuinely enjoy Kizuna.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it to like a freakish level, like wait.
Hey,
I mean like that. I enjoy it.
Freakish level. Somebody get this nigga the mic.
But like you ever like some people? I'd rather be that way. Some people are sick. They get like their kicks from like seeing people suffer. I just get mine from seeing people succeed. I'm so dead ass. I'm so dead ass. I be like, I be seeing like, bro. Junior will tell you, or Haley, any of them get an opportunity, I'll be like, hell yeah, we finna saving this. And when they don't, I be mad. That's why I be mad when y'all don't get an opportunity. They're teasing me.
Actually, Damien, I actually want to ask you the same question. So it was kind of jam. Get this nigga out of here. It was actually jam packed. But some of the few things I told him is one, well, in order. Where do you see Kizuna going? Like, what is the end goal for Kizuna? Mm-hmm. What does making it look like for you, right? And if you found out in the future, 6 to 5 years from now, nothing came of all of this that we're doing right now, would you do it again, honestly?
I think to start off, like, what the end goal for Kizuna, try to keep it short, is like basically be able to create and do whatever we want as like a group or a community. Like having that freedom just to like make anything and then be okay, like that would be so lit. Like
I like that, to be able to make anything and be okay. Like still being that, not having no pick between what we're doing and gas, not having to pick between what we're doing and a meal. That is okay. That's okay.
The second question, what like success looks like, I think honestly, like anything that's financially outbeating a regular job, to me, that would be successful. And having that consistent, not just one time, not just like 4 months out of the 12 months, but having that like consistency of like a regular full-time job. And then like even past that, just having like, again, going back to the first point, is just having that financial freedom to do whatever, and not have to worry about it. And the last question, it was what again?
It was, if you were to find out 5 to 6 years from now that none of this materialized into really anything, and it was really just a phase in all of our lives, like a story that we end up telling our kids one day, would you do it again, knowing that was the case?
Yeah, I would say yeah, if none of the relationships like went weird, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, as long as like the people are cool, the relationships are good, because like that's what it kind of like boils down to too. Is just having like strong like relationships with people. And then two, I think I would like low key have to, because this is where my value and my skill sets are career wise. Like if we looking at it from a very like job centric or financial centric standpoint, like what else am I gonna do? Which granted, I'm pretty confident I could go out and do it. Like I've been learning finances, I've been learning how to code on my free time, but like like where I could really make bread or make money is like doing this. So even if I did fail, it's just gonna turn into a learning point of what I can do better next time.
Yeah, I like that answer. And the reason I asked both of you that question is just so you guys could see that. And that wasn't even script. That wasn't even in plan, really. But I think oftentimes people see Kizuna and they see what we're doing and they think that this is such a, not to say that it's not, but like they think this is such a well-oiled and functioning machine, and like we have a clear path to where we're going. Like we just take it literally day by day, shoot by shoot, project by project. And like, there's a lot of planning and decisive things that go into it.
We got a lot of plans. Don't get it twisted. We do pour a lot into strategic and planning.
Definitely.
But like you said, it just don't always turn out that way.
Exactly. And from the outside looking in, it looks like we always get it right every single time. But the reality is we not. But I think what's more important about what we're doing and what's happening with Kizuna is just like a family at the end of the day. And people be asking like, yo, can I be a part of Kizuna and this and the third? I'm gonna let Damien touch on that because he has a very a very direct answer to it, and I really appreciate that answer. But at the end of the day, this is like, these were my dogs before we made content. Like, if we stopped making content today, I would still laugh with these guys. We still would have things worth talking about. We would joke around. Like, the main conversation was like anime and other dumb shit before we started doing these projects, and we just stepped into this lane. But at the end of the day, it's a family. But Damien, specifically to you, for everyone out there who wants to be Kizuna, says like, yo, I want to try out to be Kizuna.
Grab my hand now, big fella. I'll hand it over.
What do you have to say to them? And Zamad, I want to hear your follow-up after what he said.
We low-key got like a little video for this too, explaining this. But I guess it don't matter. I feel like 12 people are gonna watch this podcast anyways. So I would say, like, so everybody keep asking like they want to be in Kizuna, but I'm like it's not something that you ask for. It's just like something that you're just a part of. It's something that you just do. Like, it's not really asked to be in. It's just like create content that's authentic to you, and then like if it falls within what the aesthetic or the brand of what Kizuna is, like that's what it is. Yeah, like, so like if you want to be a part of Kizuna, just work, just make content.
That's great.
And where did the name come from?
Oh, that's him.
Yeah, well, that's me. And also, I guess I'll get to the name to touch point on also what you're saying. Like, again, with like you could just make content.
Not like that though.
I feel like though, I will say, I feel like my big thing with he says, I agree with Damien wholeheartedly, but at the same time, like, if you really come to Kisa and you really want it that bad, like, I'm talking to y'all at home, if y'all want Kisa that bad, I will follow through on your request. If you're the type, because I feel like we've had people come through, they'd be like, please.
No,
all right.
There's literally people who just like, they'll be like, please let us in to Kizuna. It's not like we're saying no, but like we just be doing things, right? And then over time they just be around us so much, then it's like, now you're part of Kizuna. Like James,
you just been assimilated.
Like James just been assimilated.
God. Yeah, James. Hey, some roll a clip of James, fine ass. When you see James and that music come on the screen, you gonna be tasting cocoa butter and silk sheets. Wait. Hey, oh man, yeah, that fall really messed me up, y'all. But I would like to say though, again, I agree with Damien. So at the end of the day, I agree. We are a community. We are a community. And, you know, just be around. There's going to be so many projects. We're going to meet so many people. And so many people are going to... The way you're stressing over here. Oh, man. Man.
Be ready.
No, but...
just be ready.
Where did you get that? Niggas spot their kids.
I was hungry. We've been shooting for a minute, bro.
We've been shooting for a hot second. That don't mean go to the fridge and take my chicken.
You see the fans.
Oh, go ahead, Junior. But again,
I was gonna add, shout out to my nigga James. James is like a perfect example of somebody who just like really just be showing love and appreciation to something that at the time he wasn't even necessarily, I guess you could say, a part of, like officially on paper. But James is just that type of dude where he's creative, and his style and who he is and him naturally being a creative, it just poured out, honestly. And that's what we mean when he's like, he just ended up being a part of Kizuna, because he was already showing love off the strength of just showing love, showing up to the shoots, being there, helping us however he could. But you know, throughout all of that, his style and his creativity shined through, and that was just kind of like his lane of everything. But I forget what I was gonna bring up. It was something specific.
Here's like a little off topic, like away from like Kizuna and stuff like that. A general question, and this is gonna be very like meta and a holistic approach to the question. What do y'all think the future of content is?
I feel like as social media advances, I feel like as social media advances, I feel like the advancement is more aligned with less and less like privacy, if that makes sense. Like, it sounds crazy, but like I feel like when we talk about like going from
like computers, cell phones, and like going to like YouTube and even now like Twitch being like one of the top thing, like streaming being one of the top things for social media.
I was about to say
it's like 24/7 live feed access to
this instead of podcasts. It's gonna be cameras soon.
Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna be like cameras following people around. Like
Yep.
I mean, granted that's what it is now, but I feel like it's gonna get more personal and less private. That's how I feel like it's gonna keep on going. But y'all got to draw a line somewhere. Like I don't know where, but like I think it's dope seeing stuff like the Mafia-thon and stuff that like Constant's doing in them. Like I think that's so tough.
I'm just saying, man. We look. All I know is we gotta lock that in for 10,000, for sure. No, oh fuck, it fell.
What does that mean?
The joke. It hurt. It's painful. It's painful being not funny. I would like to say that. I would like to. Are we doubling up? That's crazy. Double up on the mic? Okay. Dual wielding. Side note, yes. But side note, it does hurt to be like not funny sometimes. And it do be hurting my feelings when these niggas don't laugh. I'm a very sensitive individual. But aside from that point, I think content's gonna I think it's gonna hit a point where it's gonna become like minimalist or a little bit more minimalist, a little more like in a reductionist manner. So I feel like right now we're kind of hitting points of content where we're kind of in like entering like hyper capitalism. Like we're kind of hitting a point where like there's like a lot of strain, there's a lot of use for media content, and it's kind of moving faster than sometimes we ourselves can keep up with socially. So I feel like a lot of the times that I see recently is that people do like you said, we're saying like kind of all like from a holistic standpoint, like something very basic, very minimal. I've seen like a rise in towards stuff like vlogs and towards because like everyone's becoming a better content creator, daily. Like you have people just putting out stuff. Like even like for example, you Junior, you don't solely just do poetry. Sometimes you just do like a very nice little basic, not like a get ready with people like outfit of the day fashion thing, just showcasing stuff, and it doesn't take that much effort. So I think that we're going to hit a point where it's going to be like a high peak. It's going to be a lot of stress, and then people are going to kind of reduce back down. And I think we see this transition a lot overall with people going back to things that were prior to them or analog, not like a whole return by nature type of deal, but just more of something that like technology will continue to move forward. That's never going to stop. But I do think how people interact and how people in their daily lives will go about using like technology will be different. So like I feel like it just depends. But I do think it'll be like a smaller reduction towards, content in a more basic sense.
Well, that was a great answer. Junior, we greatly appreciate you being on the show.
No, definitely.
I think that's it for the episode. Is this our last episode ever? Because I know even though a lot of people asked for it, but I think this will be your last one forever until like 3 months.
I think that we'll do one. I don't think this will be the last one, folks. This won't be the last you see of me, princess. I never know when you're gonna stop yearning for me. The viewers want this.
We'll just cut that like.
Oh, okay, come on, bro. If I can't talk to the viewers at home.
Hey, wait. Do it again. Do it again.
What can I do?
I'm sorry.
Princess, how are you?
One sock off, one sock on is crazy.
Princess, you can't win, but you can hide. We'll be coming more with more episodes, Princess. Crack open a nice bottle of wine. I hear it's a aphrodisiac. Oh. Hey, bro. Be safe. No, but I definitely think we'll have more. But I was so happy to have our guest star. I would like to say, you know what grinds my gears, guys? Being thrown off a fucking balcony.